My wonderful honey.
Yes, my precious baby.
Yes, I appreciate your wisdom so much in so many things.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, how can we help a family when they're deciding whether to buy a house or rent a house, or even an individual? Because this is decisions people make. Yeah.
Wow. The first thing you need to appreciate is the difference between liabilities and assets.
Mm.
An asset is something that brings you gain. It can be capital gain or any other form of gain. I don't want to get into the nitty-gritty details. But if something brings you gain consistently, that thing becomes an asset. So let's say you spend a certain amount of money on it, and then it brings you return on investment consistently. That's an asset. What is a liability? A liability is anything that only takes money but doesn't bring any form of return on investment. So what will surprise a lot of people is that a house is one such liability. So buying a house is buying a liability. The only thing you're going to satisfy is your ego and that feeling that people have that I have my own house. One house that doesn't bring you any form of return on investment is a liability. So you can comfort yourself as much as you like that, oh, I bought a house. But the question is, you've bought the house worth a certain, let's say, amount of money. Let's say you bought a house worth 100,000 US dollars. In Kenya shillings, probably 12 million or something. Yeah? Thereabout. Now, what is it that you're going to do to enable you recover that money plus interest? So to that extent, because the house has taken the money and it's not giving you anything. In other words, you just postponed your rental income. You still paid rent anyway. Do you see?
Yeah.
So buying one house, a house that doesn't bring you any form of income, it does not bring you any form of return on investment, that in business is called a liability. And that's where a lot of people who do mortgages get it wrong. A mortgage will just make you a prisoner of the banking institutions. They understand financial markets much better than you. And to that extent, they will take advantage of your ignorance. Buying a house is only useful and beneficial if you have lots of them that bring you rental income that within less than 10 years can enable you to recover your investment plus profit. Remember, in the kingdom of God, everything you do must be profitable. Things produce after their kind. That's what God said. So even your money must produce after its kind. So you're better off in money markets than in buying a house, especially if you just want to buy one house. Go for money markets. You just Google money markets, you'll find what that means. And invest your money and you'll get some profit on top. So your money at least is bringing in something, even if it's 7%, but it's bringing something. It's not leaving you before producing some form of gains. So moving money from one place to another is not business, it's not wisdom. Any moment money moves, it must produce after its own kind. It must give you some profit, something higher. And the Bible talks about that as well in Luke 19, Luke 16. Yeah? Occupy until I return, Luke 19. That means do business until I return. So your money, just buying things, is now buying liabilities. So a house is a liability if it is not bringing in capital gains or if it's not bringing in any form of gain. So a couple that wants to be wise should start getting into money markets, pay rent, the cheapest you can find, the most affordable you can find. Pay it first, and then subject your money to capital gains so that a percentage of what you earn starts bringing you interest. As that grows and grows and grows, you reach a point where that money market investment itself can become a collateral with which you can borrow money to build your own house and 2 or 3 or 4 others for rental income. Because you'll use much less money building than buying. The farther you are from the ground, the more money you pay. the closer you're to the ground, the less money you pay. So you're better off buying a plot and building yourself. You'll spend sometimes an eighth of what you'll spend when you buy a ready-built house. And most people don't see that. But first, start with money markets. Practice the discipline of causing your money to produce something before you spend it. Then feel free to buy the house. To that extent, your 3 or 4 or 5 houses or studio apartments are paying for this one where you're living in. So that your money is not just thrown out there, and the only thing you're left with is the prestige and the pride of having a house. Yet, when it comes to financial prudence, you have not done anything that can cause that money to come back to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. That means a lot of good profit. An unprofitable approach to business is lack of wisdom. Now, if you have sufficient amounts of money and the wisdom to cause your money to produce after its own kind, then you can buy as many houses as you want. But buying a house as a matter of priority at first is lack of wisdom. Pay the rent in the cheapest place, but of course, a nice, modest place. And whatever else you want to invest, put in money markets. Okay? And if you put them in money markets, you'll get some gains. As time goes by, it will keep increasing, especially if you do compounded interest. It's one of the best ways to do business. Even banks do business that way. Banks trade in money, money trading with money. If you can master that, then it will be easy to handle real estate, because real estate takes a long time for you to get any gains. So you need things that bring you quick profit. So pay a little rent, which you can afford, instead of tying your money to a thing that doesn't bring any formal returns.
You hear the wisdom. It's amazing.
Thank you.
So it's totally different from what people have thought. Apart from prestige, there's also the thought of, but now they're free from paying rent.
No, they paid it in advance. You're not free from rent. You're still paying rent. On top of that, you're paying land rates and land rent. You're still paying your government. You paid in advance because you had a head start. The other one is paying slowly. You're exactly the same. The one paying rent and the one paying. The good thing about the one paying rent is that they're not tied to land rates and inflation and all the other charges that come because you own property. You see, you pay once and that's it. It's over. As long as you're paying what is affordable. You see, if you do your mortgage and you finish your mortgage in 30 years, within those 30 years, if you took that money that you place in mortgage, you decide, okay, I'm continuing to pay rent, but half of this money I was to use as my deposit for mortgage, let me put in money markets. You're going to double that money probably in a much shorter time. So you'll have got something, some increment. The wisdom for money is this: don't let a small amount of money come your way, and then it leaves you before it produces more money. That is the wisdom. And money market is one of the easiest places to place your money because you don't have to do the business yourself. But you can also sell products, buy and sell products. So you have gains on capital, you see, or what they call profit. You can buy property, improve them and sell them until such a time that you have sufficient amounts of money to do a proper project, which then makes real estate feasible, profitable, beneficial, and useful. But real estate done in small ways, like one house or 2 houses, is what we call a liability on your capital, on your investment. So be wise. Good to have houses, but come on, work on your timing and work on your liquidity first before you venture into real estate. Real estate is very high and very profitable, but only in large scale. Small scale real estate doesn't benefit. It becomes a paper liability.
We love you all. Till next time. Goodbye.